Hey y'all, it's Sophia, your local pest expert, and today we're revisiting a previous rodent proofing job to reinforce the barrier under warranty. This hardware cloth was holding it down until it wasn't. All it takes is a little disruption and the rodents start looking for a new way in. Stick around and watch how we turn good into even better. Hey y'all, it's Sophia, your local pest expert. We are coming back to the Crawlspace rodent exclusion job that we did in the hills of Redwood City, because during one of the follow-ups, when I came to check the traps, all the bait was taken after we sealed. So we have to go back in and figure out where the foundation was compromised and where they were able to find another way in. Sometimes this does happen, which is unfortunate, but that's why we give the client a warranty, at least for a year, depending on what program they go with. So that way, if this does happen, that we can, oh, I got my buddy right here. Panna, help me. I almost slid off the hill here.
This mom's gotta take her alive. Yeah.
So that way, if this does happen, then it covers us going back in. As you can see, we're suited and booted and ready to go. So let's see what we find.
I'm a little nervous.
Okay, so this is the first crawl space. Last time I came here, we had 3 traps that were not set. We just had the bait on there because with rodents, you have to let them get kind of trusting the traps. So I don't bait them at first. So when I came, all the bait was gone. But look at here. You see that? That's signs of rodents using the pipes to get in when you see that inside your crawl space. But look at here. We got some new droppings. So that's telling us there's evidence. Even after we did the sealing here, we're gonna have to crawl all the way back to the back corner, which we already kind of know. We've figured it out. So we kind of already know exactly how they're getting in. On the outside, on that side of the house, we've inspected and we found them, they dug a new hole into the foundation. They're crawling underneath in that area. So we're gonna have to crawl back to that area, re-inspect, see where the foundation may be moved, because the house is on a hill, it happens. And then we're gonna have to reinforce those areas. So let's see, so far it's looking good. The reason why we offered this kind of service to the client with this kind of meshing to proof the crawl space with is because you see, I'm about to flip the camera, I'm about to show y'all how viciously these rodents, I almost fell again, how viciously these rodents dig. Check it out. So here's a visual of the house on the hill. That's second entry to the crawl space. We have foundational shifts here. And then you see how they keep trying to dig? There's literal holes everywhere throughout the whole foundation. But it doesn't matter because we've proofed the crawl space with this. So it doesn't matter how much they dig. They're not gonna be able to get in, right? Not in this area, at least. You see my face? This is not what I wanted to see coming up in this crawl space after we did all this work. Bruh, come on. You see all this clean work we did with this wire? They freaking found another way in. Look at this, 2, 3. Ugh. We gonna find it though. Look at this. Set off but misfire. So we're gonna have to climb. We have an idea where they're coming in there and climb through there and figure out how the heck they got in. And then seal them up. Right, Panna?
Yeah, we need to fix this part.
All right, we got Panna setting things up. I'm gonna grab. Oh, I got it. So I lift my leg high enough. This section of rodent proofing was solid until recent crawlspace traffic damaged the barrier. It doesn't take much. One misstep by a contractor and just like that, you got a new rodent entry point.
All right, fog spray, don't fail me now. Nope, it's failing. All right. And we got foggy quick.
While we were working, an actual field mouse was running underneath the hardware wire mesh. I was trying to zoom in to show you where I saw them, but unfortunately, they escaped through these little cracks under the crawl space. But this is why this type of service is so important. They're so active in this hilly area, they're constantly running underneath the house. But with this type of treatment and this type of proofing, it doesn't matter how much they crawl underneath that wire mesh. They're not getting inside the house, so it's going to stay protected.
So I know that we're not going to be the only ones that are going to do work like this. But when you do make your first few bids, always make sure the corners are adjusted properly. I know this video may not be for other contractors, but you guys are always watching, so make sure it's flush towards the wall, because if it comes up and people step on it, then you're going to have a lot of callbacks. So when you do it, try to get as close as you can towards the bottom, so that way it molds towards the bottom, especially in areas where high traffic will be. See how it's touching? That's how you run it. So, and that's how we try to do it.
I know it's not the best news, right?
Yeah.
I mean, trust me, when I came in here and I seen them rats caught, I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
we put in so many hours under here.
So many hours.
So, but it's
Yeah.
important to fix, so.
Yes, yes.
Now it's time to repair the area that got compromised by the contractor stepping on the wire mesh, and we're back at it.
Yeah, they help, dude. Do you have a pair?
I don't, but I need some elbow pads like that, bro.
Dude, they help.
Is that for like skateboards and stuff?
Skateboard,
Okay.
yeah. Skating, yeah.
Yeah, that definitely will help crawling around for sure.
Yeah, especially on a ground like this, it's hard, you know?
Yep.
All right. So this one's good. That one's good too. Get that scene there.
Okay, we're going this way?
Yeah, that one, yeah, the one we're going to is way in the back.
So now we need to go inspect the other areas to see what's going on. We also found some areas where they were storing some food source underneath the wire mesh.
Where did I put my cutters?
Oh, damn, did I not bring them in? Hold on.
From the rodent. Ooh, something came back here.
This is one of the reasons why we really love working with Panna, because he notices everything. He's very thorough. As we were going into the next crawlspace area, he observed an area that could use some reinforcement. This was the area that we found the food source in, so I think that's what kind of stopped him. So we needed to reinforce this area as well.
Yeah, you want the tool bag?
Now we're moving on to another area underneath the crawl space. We have this area that is housing the plumbing for the master bedroom bathroom. And in this area, it's most definitely compromised. You'll see here the ground is mostly cement. So this area kind of saved us a little bit of labor, as we didn't need to install the wire mesh in this area, but we did need to cut out a small piece and proof around the plumbing area, because they were very, very active in this area. It was being compromised. We saw evidence of them kind of chewing through some of the foam that we had applied there on a previous appointment. And this measure was taken purely to monitor their activity. So we saw that it was an active entry point. Okay, so now that we have that piece prepped and ready to go, we need to continue our inspection in case there are some other areas deeper in the crawl space. They're gonna need our attention. Have you guys crawled underneath a crawl space before? It's very tiring. I needed to stop and take a break a couple of times just to catch my breath. Panna moves so quickly underneath these houses. It's challenging to keep up with him, but I tried my best to get most of the footage to show you guys what we're doing underneath these houses when we're under there for so many hours. So he's just continuing the inspection. You can see right here, there's a lot of droppings in this area. During the inspection, we kind of observed that there's no real entry back here. They're just coming back here to harbor. We have some dead carcasses showing up during the inspection, as you can see here. Just old and dried up. So we observed that this is just a harboring area. Oh, look at here. We got a little, look at how large and in charge this thing is. Well, when you see that in the crawl space, you know something died. Okay, as we get further and further into the crawl space, it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. Very, very uncomfortable. But we got to keep going because we need the full scope of the situation. So I'm trying to catch up with Panna. He done slipped underneath this thing so quickly. I'm trying to figure out where he's. So bear with me as I find him.
So they're just harboring back here.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just coming back here just to scout around. That's a lot. It's good though. They haven't already get in the house.
No.
No, right?
No, after the empire.
Oh, okay. So I think it might be just that area
In the front?
that we repaired, yeah.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
Because there's a big hole I'll show you too. I have photos I can send you. They probably found their way inside to that area.
Okay.
We are happy to report at this point there's no entry. He's taking a look in this last corner just to confirm. And we confirmed they're just harboring in this area. Yay!
Nothing.
Okay.
Sealed.
Let's go.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
We'll just keep monitoring them.
So Panna's telling me, all right, sis, look, everything's good. This is the part where I'm trying to reverse out of the crawl space and get completely freaked out. I thought I was stuck, y'all.
Okay, I'm good. I'm better. I'm not stuck.
All right, so inspection complete. We feel good about our observations. We have a plan of action to reinforce a few areas that were compromised. And then after this, we will continue to monitor via traps. But I had to switch them out to field mice because
Maybe we should leave the camera system.
the rats are gone.
You have it with
But
you?
now the field mice are very present.
See, like how many?
Yeah, and see where they're walking from, you know?
Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more.